Yeah, great respect for the High Point program, Coach Smith, and their whole program and what they've done up to this point in the season. We knew what a great challenge it would be with this game, particularly with how high octane an offense that they are. Very proud of our guys in terms of their defensive focus the last 2 days, understanding where it started with transition defense, and then schematically from that point down what we had to do defensively. And I thought regardless of some of the ups and downs and ball going in the basket or not going in the basket, I think we were pretty locked in for 40 minutes to execute defensively.
All right, questions?
Would you say this is your best defensive performance so far this season?
Probably from a 40-minute perspective, yes, I would say so, just because I thought we stayed consistent the whole time. There were absolutely breakdowns, and watching the film, there'll even be more breakdowns, and we'll have to look at what we have to fix. But from a standpoint of right from the tip to the buzzer, trying to execute exactly what the preparation called for in terms of starting with transition defense, first 10 seconds of the shot clock, knowing what we had to do, and then understanding how important it was to keep them out of the paint. And then the number one thing, their personnel, with such a dynamic scoring team at 85 points a game, with the guards that are double-digit scoring guards, and Jaden House being a 22-point-per-game scorer that could do it so many ways. And I thought from an overall perspective, yes, I thought for 40 minutes our guys did it on defense.
You guys didn't make a basket like, for the final 6+ minutes. Is that sort of what you're talking about with that defense when, you're not scoring, but the defense is still showing up?
Yeah, I think, and the funny thing is, there were a couple errant passes in that last that put Javon in a tough spot to have to take a shot late, take a late clock shot. But for the most part, anytime you can get 24 offensive rebounds at that point in the game, final 4 minutes, those 20 seconds are probably more valuable than rushing a shot. So we were content at that time, at that moment, just in that part of the game. I'm not saying it's always going to be like that, but when you have a double-digit lead and you get 3 or 4 offensive rebounds on the same possessions, I think one possession we used over a minute or close to a minute of game clock. I think it went from 3:30 to 2:30, something in that range, based on the offensive rebounds. So, and the ball, even in the first half when we weren't going scoreless, for whatever reason, the ball was spinning out tonight. A lot of threes, felt they were going in, and particularly rim shots. We missed more rim shots today, shots at the basket, than we've missed in a while. And so, yeah, but I think you can always bank, or at least try to bank, on your defense and rebounding. And that's all we talked about every timeout. Every timeout, pregame, halftime, we talked about defense and rebounding and offensive rebounding.
No tabs or Bayla tonight. What went into that decision?
Honestly, I think Ben was late to a team meeting, and he was late to a game day meeting today. That's it, and that's why he didn't play, and he'll learn from it, and he'll be back. Ben has been great in everything he's done, but we had a team meeting today, and he was just a little bit late to our film session, our game day film session, and Winston is just still working his way back in this rotation. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Coach, you go 9-4 non-conference, and now you're going into Temple, the first conference game. What are you guys going to be doing between now and, I know you have the holiday, and as far as practice and the schedule between now and then?
Well, I think the NCAA requires all programs for every student athlete to have 3 days off in winter sports, see if you're in season. So our guys will get the next 3 days off, and then they'll travel back, some of them back on Christmas, some of them on the 26th early in the morning, and we will get to our practice, and we will have multiple practices leading up. But, we will be starting our preparation as a team basically on Christmas. We'll start doing that and get ready. But everybody plays these games where now they get 3 days off. And, you wish, obviously, we would love to have one more day when you get back. But I think every team is in this scenario. Some teams played yesterday, some play today, and then they go on break, and then we get back at it and get ready for a really strong Temple team in conference play.
Knocking on the door of 10 wins at the start of the conference season. If you would have told yourself that before the season started, what would you have said?
That I wish we were knocking on 13. But that being said, the thing that I would say from that is that regardless of if we won, and it was a win that maybe we thought we should get, or maybe people thought, well, they surprised us by winning that game, or we lost a game that maybe we felt, man, we should have won, or we lost a game that we feel we maybe a team absolutely really beat us, and we, like Wilmington. And I talk about South Carolina State game. We didn't deserve to win that game. So whatever the case may be, our whole approach is we have to find a way to be better regardless. And when we came back from South Carolina, and that win in Greenville, our whole thing was you can't get caught up in that win. What do we have to do to be better with a really good High Point team coming in? So, 9 wins. I'm excited that we have 9. 9 is better than 8, but you always want to win. I think every coach in the country would say that. I don't think you're ever satisfied when you lose games, but as long as you're finding a way to get better and be better the next time, I think that's a good step. And I thought for the most part this non-conference we did that. We got better from game to game.
He's been obviously scoring the basketball. He's kind of been doing a lot for stats. But as his assist numbers kind of creep up, can you look at it like larger picture? Is just the team kind of maybe playing well or better together at this point?
Yeah, I think that's synergy. We actually use that word synergy and connectivity and our teams, how we are getting it on both ends of the floor. I thought we were really connected on defense tonight. I mean, guys talking and guys really, we always talk about helping the helper and having another guy's back based on what happens, and I thought our guys did that, but it's not that much different on offense. I mean, you need to be vocal, you need to be loud, you need to be knowing what the next guy's going to do. If you're always playing just that current cut or that current action, you're going to be behind. And I think Javon has started to get to the point, and the guys trust Javon. They're playing 1-2 steps ahead, seeing what's happening. But it all starts with your point guard, and I've said this and I'll say it, Javon's our point guard, and we have great trust in him. We love him, and we want him. When that ball's late game, you could see that ball was in his hands late game. And High Point tried a lot of time right from the jump. They were trying to take the ball out of his hands. Every time they scored or we got a rebound, they were jamming him in the full court, trying to not let him catch the ball right off the touch. And I thought he did a good job adapting, and you got to give Caleb a lot of credit because Caleb came in and played the 1 and allowed Javon to slide off and get down the court a little bit, and that opened things up. But Javon is growing every day in his assist numbers and his control and his floor game. I'm really proud of him.
Can you give a quick scouting report on Temple?
I don't want to do that right now, only because I haven't had a chance to really watch the film on them. We were just obviously locked in on High Point, and now we have a few days where the guys are going to take a break. And I've seen Temple play. I know they have the leading scorer in the conference at guard play. I know what a great player Dunn is. Obviously, very familiar with them, and I've watched them play in bits and pieces. Very, very good team, dynamic team, one of the best teams in the conference coming in here on the 28th.
Coach, next Wednesday night with the conference opener, tickets are only $8. What do you tell Pirate Nation to get them out? I thought the crowd was good tonight, and love to have more people for you.
The crowd was awesome, and every time we've come in here, I've been so proud and appreciative and thankful for this crowd. Obviously, conference opener. I mean, it's Temple. This is Coach McKee has done an unbelievable job with their program. Temple is a storied basketball program, and it's AAC time. It's conference play. I mean, we're in the second half of our season now. There's 3 parts of a basketball season: non-conference, conference, and postseason. And we're headed into the second of the 3. And, we got a great home game with an unbelievable opponent. It'd be awesome to have Minji's rocking because I think we have a great home court advantage when it is like that. And I love these fans. And, and I know the students won't be here, but I think we can have a special atmosphere as there is in this conference.
One more. As a basketball guy, you had a lot of dunks tonight. The bench was flying up. They were all excited. The crowd was excited. Do you get excited when your team is playing above the rim like that?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm happy for the guys because I know that that's an energy booster. There's no doubt. But, we were breaking the press. We got to finish on the backside of the press a couple times with those. I really liked the reads that the guards made. One time, I think it was Brandon to Ezra, so it was a post-to-post play. I get more excited about the read that the passer makes, and we got to finish those shots because we missed quite a bit of shots at the rim in the first half. And I think if we can continue to finish like we did some of the ones you're talking about, I think that's a positive for our offense.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you, guys.